30 players on the field at one time, an oval-shaped ball, and no pads. Welcome to rugby, a sport that is slowly gaining traction in the United States, and right here at Whittier. Whittier Rugby Football Club first started in 2008, and after 2 years, the program has gained enough popularity to expand into a women's program.
Women's teams is growing more than people expected it to. It is a full contact sport. You know, there's not many full contact sports for women to play. I mean, we don't play it any differently than men. It's not like lacrosse where women, don't wear the helmets and everything else. In women's rugby and men's rugby, the rules are exactly the same. You play on the same pitch, you play with the same ball, nothing smaller or bigger or lighter. And the only equipment you're allowed is your mouth guard and a helmet, well, a little cover for your ears.
One day it was kind of like, let's do it, go full force. And so we just got the message out. I mean, made flyers, talked to people on Facebook, obviously. And it was just more people started coming to practice and then finding a new interest, and it was really cool.
Raquel McLeod and husband Vince McLeod, both alumni of Whittier College, coach the Whittier Rugby Football Club. Despite being separate programs, the teams practice at the same time, where out of 60 players in the field, 15 to 20 are women.
Does it make it easier or more difficult to practice at the same time?
I personally like it. I think it's nice to have that balance a little bit. It also makes my guys run a little harder. I think it makes them run a little bit harder when you see opposing people doing stuff. I think it actually works out pretty good, actually.
I think that really the fusion of the two teams came with Vince and Raquel, because they're, not to mention the fact that they're married, but I mean, obviously they work together, off the field, so why not make it happen on the field? We practice during the same time, we share space, and I think it has a lot to do with the attitude of rugby, which is camaraderie and sportsmanship.
I think it's like a big family. I mean, we're new, so it's like they're kind of taking us under their wings, and some of the guys will like teach us how to kick or teach us how to play, and like with other things on campus.
Although reaction from students and administrators at Whittier College has been positive for both teams, a stigma still remains of the perceived violence of the sport of rugby.
I've seen people talk about rugby like, why would you do that? Like, no pads, that's just silly, like you're asking to be injured. But if you do it right and you tackle like how you're supposed to and you follow the rules, you're not going to get hurt unless someone else breaks the rules.
There's not as much of equipment, and it's fun, and I think that the emphasis on enjoying the sport attracts people.
Because rugby is a club sport and not NCAA sanctioned, the teams must go through Senate to receive any form of funding. To cope with this, they participate in numerous forms of fundraising. This means both coaches are unpaid volunteers. Despite these setbacks, both teams are growing.
It's growing faster than the men's team did, to be honest. I mean, in the beginning, which is good. I think that by the end of the year, they'll probably have enough support and enough members that they would be able to compete, probably even over the summer, in some serious competition.
This is Matthew Grant Anson with QCTV.